to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took a red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel?
Tell you, it didn't feel too good to get off to such a fast start yesterday and then watch the front wheel get a little wobbly and then go crashing off the bike late, Terry.
No, it didn't feel good at all.
No. So hopefully today at Churchill Downs, we can make it feel a little bit better, Terry. And I know on the description I have Monday, Sean emailed me, just FYI, it is Tuesday. So
Okay.
I do know that it's Tuesday. I do know now. I mean, these
All
days
right.
blend from one right into the next sometimes, no?
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of scratches today, I guess, because they're not taking the turf, going off the turf. So,
Well, the track is listed as sloppy.
okay.
And the as you mentioned, the turf is off at Churchill where we are today. We were talking last night with Barber Road trainer
Yeah.
John Ortiz over on Horse Center. I don't know if you caught any of that, Terry, or not.
Oh, I did. I like that trainer. He's so down to earth and he's just so, straightforward and honest.
Mhm.
I like him a lot. So,
Yes,
Look-
he pulled over for us over at Speedway. He was catching himself a sandwich, maybe a little bit of caffeine for the rest of
Yeah.
the ride home. But it was fun. I just threw out there because they say a trainer when he thinks he's going to win shows up in his best suit, right?
yeah.
So I just threw it out there. Did you get a new suit? And he's like, "Yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, I got that Goodfellas gray going on."
That's right. He likes that gray. So, I like it. I'm looking forward to watching his career. So I think he's going to have a fantastic career.
John Miller says he likes Barber Road. I like Barber Road to hit the board too. I think
Yeah.
that the extra distance is going to be very helpful for that horse. And John did say last night, and again, this is something that Mike Smith brought up to us. We'll have a little bit more about Mike Smith in a little bit later on in the show. But Mike Smith said, pay super attention to how horses train at Churchill, because how they train there is how they run there. I'd also keep an eye on how the track plays out today, because there is some threat of weather on Saturday. So if it does rain, how you see the track play today might be how it plays on Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks days.
Yeah. Well, actually on Friday, from what I hear, it's really supposed to pour, really supposed to rain. So.
Well, if it's anything like the weather we had around here today, oh my Lord, in Chicago.
Yeah.
Just mud puddles. I'm surprised there aren't goldfish swimming in them. They're so deep today, the water.
Man, oh man.
Just downpour. Usually when it downpours, you get like a half hour of a downpour. It was like 2 straight hours of just like someone just opening up the spigot and 10.
Oh, wow. It's a lot.
A lot of rain. So, Churchill's about 5 hours south of here. So a little bit to the east from me as well, Louisville. All right. You ready to try Churchill in the slop today, Terry?
I am. Let's do it.
All right. So race number 1 at Churchill Downs, Terry, is 1 mile and a 16th on the main track. They've run, they haven't run in this meet, but last meet they ran 77 of them. 52 were won by speed, Terry. 25 went wire to wire. Post positions 4 through 7 were the winningest posts, and 1 through 3 did outperform 8+. Wasn't really too much of a big difference there. This one is for maidens claiming $30,000, $50,000 purse. Maidens, fillies, and mares 3 years old and up. We're both going to start. Well, we have the same 4 horses in just a little different order.
Yeah, we sure do. So let me start off with mine. I like in that first race, number 3, Fruit. Can't pronounce it.
Well, let's see what it is.
Freudian?
The 3 horse?
Yeah, Freudian.
A Freudian? Like a Freudian slip?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like that, that scientist.
That psychologist,
Yeah.
They cracked up psychologist.
Freudian, yeah. She has finished in the money in the last 4 races, winning one of those and running second in her last race. So she's knocking at the door, and I think today somebody's going to answer. She has the highest last race speed rating, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 4 is my second pick, Early Rose. She finished second in her last race and has a trainer-jockey combination who in the last 14 days has a record of 12 starts, 3 wins, 3 seconds. Then I like number 6 is my third pick, Donovan Dahl, I guess.
Whatever. We're not worried about the horses' names. We're worried about where they finish.
That's right. Well, this trainer wins 18% of the time when going from a maiden to a maiden claiming, and her best start speed is fastest than the average speed. Then I like number 1, Candy Rapper Crazy. She comes in from Oaklawn to try Churchill Downs, and the trainer wins 18% of the time when going from sprint to route. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters.
Well, I had a sense last night, Terry, that the rain was coming because the type of weather we were having around here, and I looked it up beforehand. So I kind of tried to slant my picks a little bit towards a wet track. Freudian did have the top last race speed figure. No mama issues there. Churchill Downs ran there twice with 2 seconds in 2 races. Distance twice out as well with a second and a third. 18 furlongs. A pretty good workout since Freudian's last race. Dun Vegan Girl. Dun Vegan.
Oh, that's it.
Maybe they're done being vegan. It's probably Dun Vegan Doll. I never went vegan, Terry. I don't even think I would even consider it. I like hamburgers too much. What can I say, man? Anyway, Dun Vegan Girl did blow a tire in her last race, but dropping from maiden special weight to maiden claiming, and did show a little bit more effort in the later part of its last race. So maybe that drop here, the Tom Carley drop, is the difference. Number 4, Early Rose, better pace in the first half of its last race, was the favorite, got beat. Trader Annie Kennelly does bounce back at a pretty good rate next time around the track with beaten favorites, hitting at about 26%. And then Candy Rapper Crazy, this is also a Tom Carley maiden special weight, $90,000 last time out, running in maiden claiming today. Did show some improved early pace in her last race. And one of the things here is one of 2 4-year-olds in this race. Most of the others are 3. So maybe that makes a difference. The only other 4-year-old in the race is number 7. I kind of went to review number 7 to see if indeed that might be worth putting it up there, but didn't work out that way. Hey, Jared, what's happening, my man? Good to see you again. Hope all is well out in your neck of the woods. Let's see. Caden Fleming, he likes the 346 $2 exacta box in race number 1. He likes it. Congrats. He's talking about my son's graduating from college on Saturday. Can you believe that, Terry, that I'm old enough to have a kid graduating, my first one from college?
Oh, wow.
You know, what's funny is I was the first person in my family to ever graduate from college, Terry.
Wow. I'll be darned. Yeah, my kids are the first ones to graduate in like 3 generations. So, and what was funny with my kids is they both graduated, and they said, Dad, why we did that? And I said, no. They said, well, because you never said if we go to college, you always said when. So we just assumed we were going. I said, well, I knew you were going to go. So,
well, I think one of the things people do wrong is they don't put expectations on their children, but everybody else has their own ideas, right?
Yep.
Good morning, Charles. How are you? We missed a long shot play at race 1. The 2-horse coming from Turfway Park and has early pace, could stay slightly off the rail and run better than odds reflect on that 2-horse. I think I had the 2-horse in my selections as the next pick, actually. Maybe I should move it in there to the number 1, right?
Yeah, you should do that.
He's 20. You don't look like you're 20 years away from graduation, Jared. Man, you look like you graduated just like a week ago, bro. You look good. Should be thankful that you got that youngness look to you. All right, off to race number 2. This one is 1.5 miles. It is the Isaac Murphy Marathon overnight for a purse of $100,000. It's 1.5 mile races. You can guess they don't run very many, so really not a lot of data there. Terry, I think you really went out of your way here to pick a good one for the best bet with that 1 horse.
Yeah, unless it falls down or the jockey falls off, I don't think it's going to.
Well, 3 to 5 odds, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to get 3 to 5. But anyway, Lone Rock.
I think that it is the best bet, probably the easiest win on the card. But
I've got to have one of those every once in a while. Anyway, number 1, Lone Rock. He's won 7 races out of the last 9, receiving the highest last speed rating. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And the trainer wins 27% of the time when bringing the winner of the last race back to race again. And actually, to me, he's a single. Well, maybe not.
You didn't single him.
No, I didn't. I did to start with, but then with all the scratches, I was able to put the number 4 horse, my second pick, just in case, tenfold. Mm-hmm. He finished 3rd in his last 2 races, gets a jockey change to Joel Joel Rosario, sorry, and he has the highest last speed rate figure at today's distance. And then number 2, Current. He has won 2 races out of the last 4 races at Hawthorne and Santa Anita, and wins 24% of the races when with the shipper. The trainer does, and this horse is probably going to be very electric. Number 5 is my 4th pick, Hoser. He has a high percentage winning jockey, Flaverin Pratt, and has a good workout on April 9th of 101.1 breezing, 6th best out of 21.
So at Churchill, Lone Rock has won 3 out of 6 races with 2 seconds. At the distance, he's run first 4 times, second 1 time in 5 tries. Ran the top last race speed figure, did better. His resume says Lone Rock is better in the second start than he will be in the first start. Lone Rock wins this race. The only other horse I think that might get it, I do have him rated 3rd, though, is Current. Current's the only one that shows any kind of other early pace around here. But Tenfold did show some improvement last time out. I think this horse will be in a little bit better form than Current, so I'm going to go 1-4-2. To me, Hoser just looks better than the 5 horse, the 3 horse, so that's why I have it rated 4th, because we have 4 picks. But just to me, this race is all about Lone Rock. The one race that I think it finished second at the distance, we talked to Robertino Diodoro afterwards on one of our Horse Center shows, and he had mentioned that the horse was hurt. Like, it wasn't totally sound. Not like to the point where it shouldn't be running or anything like that, but just minorly nicked up, and that the horse was totally healthy. As long as this horse is healthy, these other horses aren't touching it. There's no question about that, right?
That's right.
So Must Play Tis the Bomb Underneath by Maiden at 14. Expect big payouts in exotic. So they're talking about the Kentucky Derby. We're going to talk about the Kentucky Derby on Thursday night. We're going to do a double for the Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. And we're going to have Jared as one of our guests that night, right, Jared? You're looking forward to that? Actually, we're going to have a pretty good roundtable of discussion. Myself, Terry, Tom, Sean. We will have Chris Parmalu. We'll also have Eddie C. And we'll have Jared. So there'll be plenty of opinions, and we want yours too. So make sure you show up Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Tonight, I talked a little bit about this a little bit of a hint already. We will have Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. Also, we're going to be trying to navigate Tabia across the track. So Mike will join us tonight at 8:00 Eastern. If you want to ask Mike a question about his trip, this upcoming trip in Tabia, make sure you sign in to make sure you subscribe on YouTube. If you haven't already, hit the bell so when we go live, you're notified. Or you can subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Horse Race Today. And our Swiss Army Sean will let you know when we're about to go live.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Mike Smith. He's a good interviewer. I mean, he does really well. So,
hey Tom, how are you doing? Nice guest you guys got tonight. Yeah, Mike's been a good friend of the show, man. Yeah, he's actually you would think for what would be the equivalent of our Hall of Fame superstar in the sport. Man, that guy is really personable. You know, anytime we reach out to him, he reaches back. Sean says it's kind of funny that sometimes he sees Mike Smith showing up in his phone. He's like, hey, wait a minute. This is, one of the greatest jockeys of all time calling me. But anyway, But he's been really, really nice about everything. So I have nothing but great words for him.
Yeah.
Race number 3, Terry, is 6.5 furlongs, claiming $20,000, purse of $50,000, fillies and mares 3 years old and up that have not won 2 races. I like when they keep the conditions simple. This one, my friend, is your box it up, which is 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. Hopefully, we do better than we did yesterday.
I think we will be. Yeah, I like number 2, Super Wonder Girl. I guess that's a cross between Supergirl and Wonder Woman. Anyway, she tends to have slow starts. If she can get out to a better start in this race, she can do a lot better. She has the highest last race speed rating, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 5, Mo Hey Lady. She comes in from Oaklawn Park to try to Churchill Downs again, drops in class for the contest and has a decent workout. Then I like number 4, Super Tell of Houdini. She tried turf in her last race and did not fare very well, and now comes back to dirt where she has been very competitive and drops in class. And then I like number 7, Bertrana. She comes in from Turfway Park to try Churchill Downs, where she has finished third in 2 out of the last 4 races, and she should improve while returning to dirt. And the trainer wins 22% of the time when bringing a horse back from 46 to 90 days off.
All right. So, Charles, you bring up an interesting rule here. One of those kind of like, I don't know, your guidelines, I guess. Just he says, remember, when handicapping the Derby, no horse has won recently without winning its last prep race. Another thing to pay attention to, the only horse, Medina Spirit didn't win its last prep race, right? It lost actually to Rock That World, no? Or did it run another one after that?
They might have run another one.
But Medina Spirit is another one that kind of breaks the mold for a couple of other rules. One of the other rules that's in there is that since they've gone to the point system, I think that was like 2013. I don't remember the exact year off the top of my head. But since they went to the point system, every horse that has won, aside from Medina Spirit, and Medina Spirit may not be the winner as of yet, and even if it was, Mandaloun didn't do it either. But every other horse had accumulated at least 100 points during the road to the Kentucky Derby. So most of the winners too, as you mentioned, Jared, do come out of either the Santa Anita Derby, the Florida Derby, or the Arkansas Derby. So those 3 races tend to point you in the right direction, especially if the horse has more than 100 points, right?
That's right.
All right. So next race for me, race number 3. I'm on to my picks, right? Number 7 is my a long shot in here. It is Bertrada, which is your 4th choice, Terry. Horse does have a pretty good record on dirt. Most of it's on fast dirt, unfortunately. But the horse is working out pretty well and has 24 furlongs of workout since March the 16th. Actually was slightly rated below my 2 horse, but I had to have a long shot on top. So that's why I flipped it with number 2, Super Wonder Girl. Did run the top last race. Speed figure, much stronger leg kick in her last race relative to her previous race, and does have a bullet work on April the 22nd at Churchill Downs, which brings me back to Mike Smith, who said pay attention to how horses train at Churchill. It's how they tend to run there. Number 4, Super Tale of Houdini, dropping in class, flipping from turf to dirt. Also gets a jockey switch to Ray Lou Gutierrez. I think that Ray Lou's kind of one of those jockeys that's up and coming, that's going to be on people's lists going forward. And then finally, I'm closing it out with number 5, Mo Hey Lady. Most back class in the field here, Terry. Probably the most consistent. Just doesn't seem to have a lot of upside. So I think some of the other horses will have to run probably below their ability for the 5 horse to come home first, right?
Yep.
You got 7 second. You actually had him like minor second, like 1A-ish for me. All right, race number 4, Terry, is the 7 furlong, claiming $50,000 race for a purse of $75,000. Fillies and mares 4 years old and up. And just to take a quick look at 7 furlongs, they ran 45 races last meet at Churchill Downs. 27 were won by horses that were first, second, or third to quarter pole. 8 went wire to wire. You have mostly fair post positions. You do get a slight advantage if you wear a 8 or higher. My best bet of the day is right here, Terry. Number 1, Regal Retorts. Did run the top last race speed figure, and I like when they combine that with dropping in class. So a horse that usually gets better in its second start after some time in the barn. The only negative is the all or nothing horse at the distance. It's run 7 furlongs 8 times, won 4 of them, ran off the board in the other 4. I think it's going to be the all horse here today, though, Terry.
Yeah, well, she's comes in from Kingland to try Churchill Downs, where she has finished in the money a couple of times out of 3 races, winning one of those contests. She drops in class today, as you said, and has the highest last speed rating, and her dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like number 2 as my second choice, Remain Anonymous. She has finished in the money in 9 out of her last 10 races, winning 2 of the contests and running second versus similar in the last race. She has a trainer who wins 17% of the races in the second race off of a layoff, and she has a bullet workout of 47 breezing, best of 33. Then I like as my third pick, number 6, Larimar. She has done well at this track in the past, and the distance won't be a problem. The trainer wins 20% of the races and claiming races, And her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, actually tied with the other horse. Number 3 is my fourth pick, Extrema. She hasn't raced since last September, but she drops in class, has a bullet workout, and then a maintenance one. And then during her career, she has finished in the money 53% of the races and won 27% of those races.
Well, I told you why I like the 1 as my best bet for the day here in the sloppy, wet Churchill Downs card, which probably be more scratches as we move along, I would imagine.
Probably.
But number 5, Recoded, last time out, missed by just this much. And it was her 4th consecutive speed figure increase. So maybe if it can continue to move up that speed ladder, get the job done here in the third start, the classic third start after a layoff. Number 2, Remain Anonymous. Sometimes I wish I could do that with the way some of our picks turned out, but for the most part, I think we do it right, Terry. This horse has been in the money 9 out of 10 races, 9 out of the last 10 races, showed better fractions in the last run. Bullet workout after that, so maybe better in the second off a layoff. The horse kind of regressed in some races the second time out, got a little bit better. I try to pay attention to how the horse's cycles look in the past. And then finally, number 6, Larimar. This horse is coming off the bench after a little bit of rest. Usually runs pretty good when it gets a little bit of time off and has 18 furlongs, mostly good workouts since that last race on February the 16th. One of those races, Terry, that got completely messed up is the upcoming race number 5. It's supposed to be 1 mile on the turf. It's an allowance $127,000 horse race for fillies and mares 3 years old and up, which have never won a race other than maiden, claiming, or starter, or which have never won 2 races. It is not going to be run, obviously, on the turf today. So those turf races are off. Instead, it'll be a mile in the slop. And a lot of horses scratched, Terry, so it kind of messed things up a little bit, but we both kind of like the same horses, the 9 horse anyway.
That's right. This is like you said, was a tough race because lots of scratches. It completely changed my ticket. But I like number 9, Millefuli. She ran second versus similar on the dirt in the last race and has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have won 50% of their starts. And then number 12 is my second pick, High Fashion. She has arrived from Turfwell Park.
Something we have right now, Terry, High Fashion with the Horse Racing Today gear.
That's correct. We
Absolutely, baby. Can't get higher fashion than that.
Anyway, she comes from Turfway Park to try Churchill Downs, and she has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days has a record of I missed the record there.
Whatever it is, it's good. That's
anyway,
why it's better.
She has a good 4 furlong workout on the 28th, 48 and change. And then I like number 11, Laying Low, Making Dough. That's right. How we got it.
You got
anyway,
it.
The trainer wins 18% of the races in the second race off of a layoff. And then I like number 5, If You Please. Her breeding suggests she'll like the grass, and the trainer wins 27% of the time when racing a horse for the first time.
So Millefuli, the 9 horse, I wrote down and was the top choice on and off track last night. The 8 horse would have been the top choice on turf. But this horse did show really nice improvement last time out, and that was in the slop early on. So really took to the sloppy track in the first half of the mile last out. And the record suggests that this horse should have a pretty big improvement in its second start after layoff. I was actually considering making this one a best bet too, Terry. The morning line odds, I think they're 4-1. They're not going to be 4-1. I think the horse is likely to go off as the favorite. If not, number 12, High Fashion, might be the favorite. This horse has been on off track 3 times, has a win in a couple of seconds, including by a second, by a length at Churchill Downs. Horse is usually not a winner, but closes into the exotics at the end. It's a shorter field today, too, so I don't think it'll be all that far off the pace. To me, this is the next horse for me is the mystery horse in here, and the one that I think could upset, and that's number 6, Blazing Star. This horse is coming over from Europe, and it's used to running over. Europe, they always got rain and all sorts of like wet conditions over there in Ireland and England. So it's used to running in those types of conditions. It has a bullet workout on in its last workout. So it's a bullet and go angle for me. It's also getting first-time LASIK. So I think a lot of things add up nicely for the 6 here. Likes the wet, going to get LASIKs. and is used to running in this kind of conditions. And then finally, laying low, making dough. It's another horse that probably steps forward in its second start off the bench. The lone dirt trip turned into a win, but it was really a well-beaten second, but got disqualified into that win. So maybe laying low, making dough, might like the off-dirt track. But I really like the 9-horse here, and I think I'm really thinking about maybe flipping the 6 and the 12. The 6 to me is the horse that could really upset things.
All right.
Let's see. Says Sheridan, the Saturday looks like it's going to be a muddy track. It's possible. Looks Saturday, you can toss Crown Pride out of there. Maybe, you never know. And then I'm tossing that horse if the track off on the California Previously Trained by Baffert will be up against the Kickback. Also, you mentioned the Crown Pride horse. The jockey on that's going to be our guest on Wednesday. So make sure you check that out. He's going to come in and tell us all about Crown Pride on Wednesday in the Horse Center show at 8 p.m. So we're really kind of stacked with guests this week, right, Terry? We had John Ortiz, Barbara Road, Mike Smith, and then the jockey for Crown Pride. And then the best show of all is going to be with Jared and Chris and Eddie C.
That's right.
So never mind us, right? We don't do anything. So race number 5 is our hot dog, Terry. You made the 3 to 5 your best bet, and then you turn around and put the 4 with them in your hot dog. So you're obviously hoping your best bet doesn't win.
Well, here's the thing. I originally used it as a single, and then with all the scratches, I didn't like some of the horses that I had to put in there as for winning. But the other day, was it Express Train that got beat? Yeah.
Got beat, yes.
Yes. And I took the Express Train and the second pick, the 5 that you had as your top pick in that race. And it gave me a real
so
good
you should
start.
have just singled my horse and forgot the Express Train. You'd been better off.
That's right. But anyway, if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have won the pick 4. So, and I won the pick 4.
So you're welcome then.
Yeah.
So Will Rogers, 6th and 7th, play the 2-2 double. Ice cold, says Jared Bush today. I'm going to go with Terry. It's not my best bet. Lone Rock doesn't lose that race if there's nothing wrong with that horse. Or maybe it doesn't. It's going to get to the front. Thin field. Speed on a thin field in the slop should hold up. And then I'm going to go 4-3-3. I wanted to try to add some more in there, but I felt like race 7 was the one where I might catch a price, have the long shot on top. So kind of hoping to maybe catch a price there and maybe catch a price with the 6 horse in the back of race number 5. But I don't know what kind of shots you're going to get in a short field. I have no idea what I just did. So I hope I can fix that. There we go. All right. Woo. I somehow clicked the button and all the comments disappeared. And I was like, what did I do? What did I do, Terry?
Yeah,
well, maybe, I've given you enough grief about your best bet today over at Churchill Downs. So let's talk about your best bet today at Thistledown, Terry. That is in race number 3 today. Galactic is your top choice. Tell us why.
Yeah, I like Galactic because he finished in the money in 10 out of 14 starts at Thistledown, winning 5 of those races. He drops in class today, and the jockey in the last 7 days finished in the money 7 out of 11 times, won 4 of those. Then I like number 4, Manafort. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, Manford. He won his last race, has the highest last speed figure at today's distance, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And I like the 1A, to tell you the truth. He likes Thistledown, finishing in the money 57% of the time. The distance won't be a problem for him, and the jockey in the last 7 days have won 3 out of 12, a second and a third. And yesterday, my pick of the day did not get in, but my second pick actually won the race, paid $550, $280, and $210, which I kind of starting this month off with a second-itis. But if you go back to last month,
they make a spray for you, Terry.
Huh?
They make a spray for that.
That's yeah. Well, last month I ended up winning 37.5% of the races. My first pick ran in the money 70% of the time. My second pick actually ran in the money 75% of the time, but my ROI with the first pick was $1.16.
Not bad. Charles mentions that when Bill Mott and Judd Mott horses combined, they don't lose when teamed up. That is the 9 horse in race number 5, and Jared thinks that's a single. So we'll see if that works out to be the case. Race 6 at Indiana Downs, 1 horse also, Smokin' Richie. Hey, baby. It's named after me. 5-1 odds play him at that. Indeed. Yes. Anytime you get Smoking Richie, you got to play that horse, Terry. Absolutely.
That's right.
100% for sure. Race number 6, we're going to see what horses we're going to play in this 6 furlong maiden claiming $30,000 race. Purse for 50 grand. Maiden's 3 years old and up. Very easy conditions today. Not confusing the heck out of me down there in Louisville. 6 furlong races. They had 85 of them in the last meet. 58 were won by speed, so that number has been inverted.
Yep.
22 went wire to wire. Mostly fair post position play, but you get a little bit of an advantage if you wear a 4, a 5, a 6, or a 7. You like Baby Quinn. I like Baby Quinn, but we disagree a little bit afterwards.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Well, I like number 3, Baby Quinn, because he ran second, missing only by a head in his only start after having trouble in the stretch. The trainer wins 38% of the time when using Lasix for the first time. This horse was well bet in the debut, has a trainer-jockey combination the last 14 days, has a record of 13 starts, 4 wins, 2 seconds, a third, and has a good 4 furlong workout of 47.2, breezing from the gate. I like it when they do the workouts from the gate, by the way, and which was 4th best out of 94. Then I like as my second pick, number 6, Joyful Candy. He ran second in his last race at the fairgrounds and has a good workout on April 8th, 47.2 breezing. And then I like number 4, Lunar Rocket. He finished 3rd at Kingland, only losing by a neck, earning the highest race speed rating and his best dirt speeds fastest month today starters. Tio number 2 is my 4th pick.
And the top pick for Jared.
That's right. He's got jockey Joel Rosario in the irons, and Tio drops in class today.
So I'm going to start the late pick 4, number 3 as well. Terry, Baby Quinn. It's a Tom Carley drop, making that biggest drop in horse racing from maiden special weight down. Hasn't run since last May, so the horse been on the sidelines for a while, but just missed in that debut by a head. Getting the shot, as you mentioned, of Lasix today, which trainer Brad Cox, who runs a lot of horses, and he wins at big end numbers, but I don't know if any number is bigger than 38%. That's how often Brad Cox wins, when his horses get first-time Lasix. And this horse has some pretty good workouts as it's getting ready for the spot. Jared's pick, my second pick, T.O. This is another one that's making the maiden special weight to maiden claiming drop. It's a 21% winner for the one who wins a lot of races. In fact, more than anybody else, I think, right, at the North America, and that's Steve Asmussen. Mm-hmm. Number 4, Lunar Rocket. This is a Denzel Washington horse, spending a lot of time in the barbershop, has not gotten a haircut yet. 6 races, 4 seconds, and a third. So maybe today is the day he gets into the chair. Did run the top last race, speed figure last time out, and maybe a little bit better in the second start after some rest. And finally, number 8, Naval Officer. To me, Terry, in these races, I think you have to have a first-time starter in there, because a lot of times they win and they shock, and Naval Officer looks like the best of the first-time starters to me. And if it is, you might actually get a pretty good price, one that Jared would be proud to have in his tickets.
That's right.
Here you go. Would be my play. Rich FT Clear on the outside, owned by Gary and Mary West. Great horse owners must play. And like I said, I always have to have one of those in there. So maybe I'll move them higher on my list as my actual tickets today. Pick 4, Churchill down 6-9 to 2-3 for Jared. The 5-7-1 does not have the 8 horse in there. The 5, the 7-11, and then the 4, the 7, and the 8. Race number 7, Terry. I'm sorry. I'm confused by your 9 horse here. This is your long shot. It's not going to be a long shot by the time they get to the track because of all the scratches here, I don't think, here, Terry, but maybe. 1.25 miles, maiden $120,000, purse for $120,000. This one is for maidens 3 years old and up. Maybe I think I got this race confused with the next one, Terry. But anyway, 1.25 miles. They don't run very many of them. The Kentucky Derby's about it. They ran 6 of them, 50-50 winners coming from up front and closers. Only one went wire to wire. There is an inside 3 bias, a little bit of a penalty if you wore a 4 through 7, and 8 and out play fair. Not enough data to really make a big deal out of it. But you like the 9 horse Gate Runner.
Yeah, I do. I like 9 Gate Runner. I'm taking a chance on this horse because he's well bred. He was purchased for $560,000. He's trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden by Irad Ortiz. He was heavily bet in his debut race and ran a disappointing race, but he had a big excuse. He hit the gate at the start, got a terrible start. It appeared to me that Irad just basically rode him around the track, just didn't really try
Just
it
give him
that
some
hard.
exercise. See what he
Yeah.
likes. See if he
So
likes
I'm willing to see another race, as I think he will perform a lot better this time. Then I like my second pick, number 1A, Jeeper. He finished third versus similar in his last race. Has a highest last speed rating. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. He's tied with another horse, and he has a bullet workout April 26, 1 minute 2, best of 13. And then I like number 7 as my third pick, Deputy Connect. He finished third in his last race after being blocked in the stretch as the favorite, but the trainer wins 31% of the time when he brings the favorite back to race again. And this trainer-jockey combination in the last 14 days has finished in the money 7 out of 13 times, winning 4 of those. Then I like as my fourth pick, number 5, Pioneering Spirit. He finished second versus similar in his last race. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. He's actually tied with the other horse, and he has a trainer in the last 14 days has won 4 out of 12 races, 2 seconds and a third.
So Jeeper is my top pick. It did run the best speed number last time out, and then follow that up with a bullet workout on April the 29th. So as a horse is clearly sharp right now. It's only run, I think, 3 times. It did show it did get, a lot better in its second start relative to the debut. So if it can follow that same pattern here, should be better today than it was when it ran last time. And last time would have been enough to beat this field. Pioneering Spirit, the numbers do rival Jeeper's numbers. Did run a little bit better fractions last time out. So the horse is on the improve as well. The only question for me, though, is sometimes this horse has an on and off late punch. So sometimes the horse really is enthusiastic at the end of the race. Sometimes it's not. So I'm hoping for a little bit more enthusiasm for that version to show up here today. Gate Runner, your 9-horse Terry, is your long shot, as you mentioned. He's 6-1 morning line with Irad in there. Everybody's going to see the same things we saw. $560,000 horse was the betting favorite. Irad's in there. He's not going to go off at 6-1 unless there's something really wrong with this horse. Yeah. I don't think that's going to be the case because the workouts say that the horse is ready to go. Number 7, Deputy Connect, missed as the favorite in the last 2 races. I think that's going to draw money from players. But horses that are the favorite and kind of hang late, I think that's who they are. In the words of Dennis Green, he is who he says he is. I don't think he'll be too far off the pace and does have some of the best late pace numbers in the field.
Yeah, I tell you, I had a hard time picking a long shot today because there weren't a lot of them. And I basically changed the 7th race from my first pick to my second pick, hoping to get a long shot. So, it was a tough day for that.
How about them Yankees? We're going to go to baseball, huh, Jared? A little bit of a plot twist, if you will, like the movies. I used to go to a lot of Yankees games out there in the Bronx in the old Yankee Stadium when I grew up in the Poconos, not too far from you, Jared. And I think the Yankees have the best ending of the game with Frank Sinatra. That's with the Did It My Way, right? Start spreading the news. But Terry's got the blue eyes, so he's got to do the same. Race number 9, race number 8, Charles says the 9 horses my play out of Arrogate. Sire, Cash It Comes Home wins for fun with Irad in the irons. And then okay choices. Okay, Charles, thanks. Race number 8, Terry, I agree with you. Let's see, daily double, 6-9, $20 invest. The best bet today for Charles. And that is in race number. So you have the 6 in race number 6. Is that what you're saying?
I think he has a 9 in race number 6.
Well, he says daily double 6-9.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's saying.
Oh, that's this one. Yeah.
Don't quit your day job. I was thinking about it, man. What do you think about it? I was thinking about going on America's Got Talent just so they can get gonged. But I would rather go on the Gong Show. That was a lot more fun to get gonged out by, what was his name? Rick Berry. Sorry, yeah. Race number 6, the 8-9 double. All right, there we go. For $20. Alert. Bet your White Sox look too good. They're not. Chicago is like in New York in that you either like the Mets or you like the Yankees. You can't like both. I've been a Cubs fan my whole life. As a little kid, we used to skip school when I was living here in Chicago, take the B line. They don't have that anymore. Get off at Addison, And then we would sit in the grandstands after the game and all the way over by the left field bleachers. And then you would flip the seats up from the left field bleachers all the way to the right field bleachers, and they'd give you a pass so that you can come back to another game. And we went to so many baseball games like that for free as a kid. It was a lot of fun, right? Many, many, many moons ago. All right, Terry, off of baseball, the little plot twist there to race number 8, this is the 5.5 furlong race that's on turf, but not anymore. So it's been moved to the dirt, and a lot of horses scratched out of this race. I think there's only 5 left in here. This one is optional claiming 62.5 for a purse of $134,000, 3 years old and up, which have never won $10,000 twice, other than maiden claiming starter or state bred allowance, or which have never won 3 races with a claiming price of 62.5. Terry, 5.5 furlongs. They didn't run in it, very many of them, so the data is useless. 5-horse field, kind of same horses, just a lot different order, almost reversed exactly.
Yeah, I like number 4 as my first pick. On your mark, get ready, go. Anyway, he has finished in the money in 8 out of 9 of his last races, winning 2 of those races. He has a good 4 furlong workout, 47.1 breezing. I like number 9 as my second choice. Thanks, Mr. Edison, for the lights. He comes in from Southern California and has a trainer who wins 22% of the races in the first start with that trainer. And then he has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And he has a good 5 furlong workout of 49.1 breezing. And then I like number 11, Nighttime. He ran second on the dirt in his last race in August, but he's been steadily working out and has a good 5 furlong workout on 23rd of April. He has the highest last speed rating, and the shorter distance will be a plus. Then I like number 12, Verb. He finished in the money in 71% of the time, winning 10% of those races during his career, and he may improve in his second start off of a layoff.
Well, in this short field, I don't think the post position being number 12 really matters, right? So
Doesn't.
It does have some of the best early pace numbers, so I feel like Verb is going to be forwardly placed here. The lone time, it was on the mud. It finished second by a half of a length, so the horse shown that it does like the sloppy track, or the muddy track at least. Number 11, Nighttime, does have the top number on a off track by a pretty decent margin over the rest of this field. As you mentioned, Terry, horse has been off since August, so a little bit of a vacation, comes back to work with some solid workouts. So if the horse really does like the mud and it's fit, firm, and ready to go, if it runs back to that form, could make easy work of this field. The number 4, On Your Mark, Get Set, Go, is another that's been working pretty well, getting ready for a first start after some time in the barn. Has run okay on the wet track as well. 3 runs with a win and a second. And then finally, Mr. Edison. You know, this horse comes in from California. It's the first time that it's under the guidance of trainer Brian Lynch. It's a 23% winning angle for the trainer. The only thing is it's only ever run on turf. So I'm not quite sure what to make of the horse running on a wet surface. Sometimes that turf can translate to an off track, but we don't know until we know.
That's right.
So that's why I kind of downgraded the horse a little bit, because you don't know what you're going to get from that horse. And then the final race of the day, Terry, is race number 9. This one is a mile and a 16th. It's claiming $20,000 for a purse of $52,000. Fillies and mares, 4 years old and up. I like it when they keep the conditions simple. And the mile and a 16th in the last meet, they ran a 77 races, 52 won by speed, 25 going wire to wire. 4 through 7 were the best performance, better than 1 through 3, which is better than 8 out. So I think we started at a mile and a 16th. We're ending at a mile and a 16th, Terry. This one is my box it up. So let me pull that up again. That's a $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. I'm going to go into race number 9, strolling through the bayou. This one runs very well off the bench after it spent some time in the on the sidelines. It's been on a wet track 6 times, has a win, a place, and a show, and will be trucking at the end. Number 8, your top choice, my second point. Soraya. This is one that I expect to be forwardly placed from start to finish. Could maybe even go wire to wire. Did show a little bit better fractions last time out. And another one that doesn't seem to mind getting a little bit wet. ran on off track 6 times, 2 wins, a second and a third. Enchanted Nile, top last race speed figure, but it did it, I think, at Mahoning Valley. So I'm not the biggest fan of track upgrades, Terry, but the wet record is not all that good either. But this one does have some of the best early pace numbers, and sometimes on sloppy tracks, getting to the front is really all you need because the other ones may not like getting mud splashed up into their face. And then bringing home the box it up with Aura should be as good, maybe better in her third start off a layoff. Did show some better improvement in the first half mile of the last race. Did have 1 win and 3 tries across and off track. So maybe can make it 2 out of 4 here. Take us through your picks to close out the day, Terry.
All right, number 8's my first pick, Soraya. Soraya, she finished in the money in 5 out of 5 of her last races. She's won 2 of those races. She can handle the distance and can compete at Churchill Downs as she's shown in the past. Number 4, your top pick is my second pick, Strolling on the Bayou. She will probably break and run mid-pack and will close in the stretch. She performs well at today's distance. And I like number 3, Enchanted Nile. She has the highest last race speed rating. Her early speed running style will help her chances. She has a bullet workout on the 22nd of April, best of 17. And then number 7, Aurora. She's trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden by Tyler Clafione. She has a decent workout on April 6th of 51.2 Brazing, 8th out of 18.
So just to let you know, Terry, the first race, they're out of the gates. And as it is right now, the 1 horse went off at 2-1. It is on the lead, followed by the 4 horse, which is right behind. The 4 horse is the tenfold. No, I'm in the wrong race because my thing is really weird. With Twin Spires, like if I'm on Twin Spires and it won't put the video up in race 1, I have to go to race 2, click on video, and then come back to watch the video. Wow. So as they're coming around the turn right now, the 4 horse, Early Rose, has put its nose in front of the 1 horse. The 3 horse is swung wide. So right now it looks to me like it's going to go 4, 3, 1, but the 1 is kind of fading a little bit at the end. Got the 6 horse coming late. So it's going to go 4, 3, 6, 1 is my guess, unless the 6 can find its way in front of the 3, which it looks like it's going to do. It's going to be close at the wire, but no. 4, 3, 6, 1 at the opening race at Churchill Downs. So we both got the superfecta starting just like yesterday. Yeah. Hopefully we don't end like we did yesterday, Terry.
I hope not.
Yeah, 4-3. I hope not as well. Like I said, that wheel started wobbling in the middle of the race day, and then it just fell off at the end. Finally, the last thing of the day, Terry, is our prime rib pick 4s. We both played them both the same way, 4-4, 3-4, just a little bit different order. You went with race number 8 as your 3. That's the one with all the scratches. I decided, so I already know which horse is going to win race number 8, Terry, because I got 4 out of 5 horses, so you know which one's going to win, right?
The one you don't have.
That always happens to me. I don't know why. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's right. So if you're playing a pick 4 for sure, you should go all in that race.
So Charles says it's the fastest drying track on the circuit and will be fast by the end of the day. Keep an eye on that. Nice Super 1. Paid it for $6. There you go, Jared. Good way to start the day, right, my friend?
Yeah.
So just a real quick recap of all of our picks for today, Terry. Here we have the full card. This race is already in. It went 4, 3, 6, 1. So both of us have the superfecta there. Here is our prime ribs. Terry's is in race 3, coming up with the 2, 5, 4, 7.
You mean the box it?
Box it up. Yes, I'm sorry. And then my box it up closes the show in race number 9. The early pick 4 starting in the next race. Terry decides to try to beat his best bet, his 3-5 best bet with the 4 horse. And then our prime rib is, I'm soloing that one. Lone Rock's going to win that race. And then our prime rib pick 4s. Let's see. You're welcome, Charles. I mean, you would have had that on your own, Jared. All right, Terry. I think, is that anything else? Oh, one other thing. We did talk about being fashionable today, Terry. So if you want to be fashionable before the Kentucky, you probably won't get it before the Kentucky Derby. I doubt it. But my favorite shirt, Terry, I have to say is number 13. It's the one I've gotten the most compliments in. Maybe it compliments my hazel eyes and my brown hair. But please head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Click on HRT gear, and as a gift to you, you get 15% off. You'll look better. You'll be better. Handicapper, 99 out of 44 dentists say so.
That's right.
And then the last thing of the day, Terry, is if you're going to make picks today over at Belterra Park, where it's sloppy as well, head on over to Horse Racing to guarantee tip sheet. There's a link in the description as well on horseracingtoday.net. So you can get all those picks over at Belterra Park absolutely free today, right?
That's right. You sure can.
All right. Any final thoughts before we get up out of here today? Again, Mike Smith tonight, 8:00 on Horse Center. Subscribe on our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Facebook at Horse Race Today if you haven't already. While you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the bell so that when we go live, you're notified. I want to thank Ed Verboken, Mike Watkins, Ray Sturgeon, our friend Jay Marco, Lionel T.M. Fook, and John Miller for the love on Facebook with the likes. If you like what you saw too, please thumbs up on Facebook and on YouTube, because it does help us with our rankings, boosts us up their leaderboard, so to speak, so more people will find the show as well. All right, Terry, any final thoughts before we get out of here today?
Well, just it's going to be a great week. Had a lot of fun on the weekend, as I told you yesterday, and I'm looking forward to this weekend. And prior to the weekend, I think it's going to be a really good Derby because it's, to me, wide open. So let's everybody just be safe. Hope you all win at the track and win in life.
Speaking of the Derby, we will have our wagering guide done hopefully tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. That's the goal. So we'll have a little bit more information on that once it becomes available. Until then, folks, we hope your Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I will fix the thing on YouTube to get the right date in there. And then we hope you have a fantastic Tuesday until we get together tonight with Mike Smith. We hope all of your picks at Churchill, Belterra, whatever it is you're doing in life, that they all end up in the weekend. Don't forget Mother's Day.
That's right.
So hopefully we win enough money you can buy her 2 dozen roses.
That's right.
All right, so we hope that your day, so that you can buy 2 dozen roses for your mom, end up in our friend Jay Marco's
winner's circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic Tuesday. See you tonight with Mike Smith.